Welcome. You're listening to the X22 Report. My name is Dave, and this is episode 2489A, and today's date is May 27th, 2021, and the title of the episode is, As the Central Bank Takes on More Power, the People Take Notice, Central Bank Crisis Coming. Let's talk about being prepared. If this summer is anything like last summer, then record-breaking temperatures are on the way. Cities around the world are going to experience the hottest summers ever on record. And a good way to prepare for this is a mini air conditioner. You can put it anywhere. This air conditioner is a convenient 2-in-1 highly versatile air cooler that also serves as a humidifier. Easy Summer Cool is going to give everyone 50% off plus a 30-day money-back guarantee on their own mini AC unit. Go to easysummercool.com or click the link in the description. Let's get into the economic collapse financial news. Now, Trump and the Patriots, they are leading the private Western Central Bank down the path they want them to go. Remember, the central bank right now, since 2008, 2009, they've been taking on more and more power. And now with the Great Reset, climate change, the central bank is going way outside of its mandate. And people, businesses, other financial institutions, they're taking notice. This is going to cause a crisis in the private Western Central Bank system. Now, do you think the Patriots want a crisis with the Federal Reserve? Of course they do. They want the Federal Reserve front and center. Think about what Trump and the Patriots have done right now. The deep state, the private Western Central Bank, they were planning on a great reset. They were going to use the pandemic. Trump countered it with the vaccine. You might like it, you might not like it. I don't believe you need it because there are cures, and the fatality rate and you actually getting it is very, very low. And if you look at the percentages and what has been going on, you can tell that this whole thing was made up of statistical numbers and fear. But think about what has been happening and look at the big picture here. Trump and the Patriots, they wanted the private Western Central Bank, the deep state players, to believe that they were in control, that they had the control and they were moving the country into the Great Reset. And what did the private Western Central Bank do? Are they just looking at inflation? Are they just looking at how many people that have jobs? Or are they expanding? Are they taking on the role of social justice warrior, climate change, racism, you name it? See, now they're going way outside their mandate. There's a crisis coming, but the crisis is going to be with the private Western Central Bank. I do believe Trump, the Patriots, have put the private Western Central Bank front and center, just like they put Fauci front and center. Now, everyone thought that there was no way that Fauci was going to fall, just like Cuomo, Whitmer, Murphy, Wolf. But in the end, it takes about 2 seconds for these people and the Federal Reserve to come tumbling down. All people have to see is what they're really about. Now, of course, what you need to do is you need to get and expose all of this to the people. And I do believe this is the beginning stages. We'll be talking about this in a little bit later in this report. But first, let's talk about what Biden is doing right now. He's unveiling a $6 trillion budget that will raise federal spending to the highest post since World War II. Now, why is he doing this? Well, because they have no other choice. They need to continue to spend, which means they need to borrow from the private Western Central Bank. This will bring down the entire economic system. This is not going to help the economy. Actually, this is going to destroy the economy. And I do believe this is what Trump and the Patriots want. Do they want to hurt the people? No. I do believe they've made preparations so people can move into a new system with ease. And I do believe this is where cryptocurrencies come into play. Yes, there's gold and silver. They're a great store of wealth. Yes, do I believe you need gold and silver? Yes. Anything the central bank, the private Western Central Bank says, when they talk about gold and silver and saying that you don't need it, it's a barbarous relic, why do they hold gold? What's the purpose then? If they believe in their fiat currency, why do they need it? Then look at cryptocurrency. When they say criminals are using it, who do you think they're talking about? Do you think they're talking about the criminals out there, or do you think they're talking about the Neanderthals, the deplorables? No, they're talking about we the people. That's what they're talking about when they say that criminals use it. Yes, you might think, oh, it's someone on the dark web using it and they're holding certain things for ransom, but that's a very, very small percentage. They're actually talking about we the people. And everything the private West Central Bank does when they try to force you away from something, it's always the opposite. Now, this entire economic system is really heating up right now. If you look at home sales, yes, it's great when your house appreciates. People feel good. They feel like, oh, my investment's paying off. They feel comfortable, they go out and spend. What happens when houses continue to appreciate and all of a sudden people can't purchase them anymore? The reach of these people who wanted a house, they can't reach that anymore because they're appreciating way too fast, especially with lumber prices. That hurts the economy, and that's exactly what we're seeing. Existing and new home sales, well, they both have taken an unexpected tumble in April. Even though the home builders' sentiment is moving up, the home builders are still having problems because of the lumber costs. And people who wanted to purchase a home because there were low interest rates, they're finding it a lot more difficult because the price of the home is skyrocketing. And people are having a very difficult time purchasing a home. So in the Northeast, homes declined by 12.9%, Midwest 3.5%, South fell about 6.1%, and the West decreased by 2.6%. Now let's talk about being prepared. If this summer is anything like last summer, then record-breaking temperatures are on the way. Cities around the world are going to experience the hottest summers ever on record. And a good way to prepare for this is a mini air conditioner. You can put it anywhere. This air conditioner is a convenient 2-in-1 highly versatile air cooler that also serves as a humidifier. Easy Summer Cool is going to give everyone 50% off plus a 30-day money-back guarantee on their own mini AC unit. Go to easysummercool.com or click the link in the description. What has been happening since Biden became president? Lumber costs are skyrocketing. Corn, wheat, coal, oil, you can see it all. Everything is moving up, and this affects food and other products, manufacturing, you name it. And this is why when people were asked the question, how do you see the economy going? Well, in the next 6 months, they don't have a good outlook. Actually, out in California, and we know we should be watching California, 53% of Californians say the state is in a recession and there's rising inflation. People are not just seeing this in one state, they're seeing it in many states, especially in those states that have been locked down. And people are starting to take notice. People know what's going on. They realize it. They know who to look at and who to blame. Now, like we said in the beginning, the private West Central Bank, they are taking on more and more power. And actually, this is coming out of CNBC. Over the past year, the central bank has taken on climate control and many other aspects of the economy, politics, you name it. Now, there are certain business heads, certain banks that are now questioning this because what's happening here is the Fed is extending their responsibilities. And people are calling this into question because this is not their job. Remember, they have a document with Congress that says they will control inflation, which means they will not create a lot of currency where we would see inflation, which really means the devaluation of the dollar. The other thing they said was, we'll keep the country fully employed. Now, when they're starting to stretch their grasp, people are going to call them into question. And that's what exactly is happening right now. People are looking at this and they're saying, well, wait a minute. They're going far beyond their reach. This is not something that we like. Now, is this going to cause a crisis down the road? Now, yes, it will. Think about it for a second. The central bankers, the top level, they're trying to bring us into a great reset, climate change. And they're going to push their agenda as hard as they possibly can until they get there. And what are people going to see? People are going to see private Western central bank systems in all the different countries extend their reach. And now people are going to call into question what they're doing, which means there's going to be a crisis, because when the entire economic system starts to implode, people are going to be pointing the finger at the private Western central bank. This is going to cause a crisis. What can you do with a crisis? With a crisis, you can go to Congress, and especially when you're removing the swamp, which is happening right now, and you can say, you know something, we need an audit. We need to see what they're doing here, because they're way outside their mandate. Just like they're questioning Fauci right now, just like they're questioning Cuomo, Whitmer, Murphy, Newsom. The same thing with the private Western central bank. Congress is going to start to question them. They might even take a vote on auditing the Fed. It's not out of the realm of possibility. And when that happens, that's when the crisis really starts, because people are going to see what they've been doing this entire time. And yes, just like with the election fraud, they're going to do what? A forensic audit of the private Western central bank. They're going to show the people. Sometimes you have to show the people the truth so they understand what's really happening. So this never happens again. Now, Trump, he put out a statement, and this is what it says. I'm going to read it here, and in the next report, I'm going to read it again, but I'm going to hook it to a post. But let me just read his statement right now. This is May 27th, 10:48 a.m. It says, with Memorial Day weekend coming up, tomorrow people start driving in the biggest automobile days of the year. I'm sorry to say the gasoline prices that you'll be confronted with are far higher than they were just a short number of months ago, where we had gasoline under $2 a gallon. Remember, as you're watching the meter tick up and your dollars pile up, how great of a job Donald Trump did as president. Soon Russia and Middle East will be making a fortune on oil, and you'll be saying how good it was to have me as your president. Wasn't it great to be energy independent? But we are energy independent no more. Shame, shame, shame. Other than that, have a great Memorial Day weekend. Letting everyone know that what the Biden administration, which is really the puppet masters who are telling them what to do, they are destroying the economic system. Now think about what Trump has done over the last 4 years. He set everything in motion. Yes, this is all part of the plan. Where is Biden right now? Where is Obama? Where are all the players? They're exactly where he wants them. The spotlight is on all of them. Is the spotlight also on the private Western central bank? Yes, because they're taking on more and more responsibility. And as they take on more and more responsibility and go outside their mandate, yes, all eyes will be on the private Western central bank. In the end, what are we going to have? We're going to have a private Western central bank crisis. It's almost like going back to the 70s when we had a crisis with speculators in the gold market. And they made the case of why we needed to come off of the gold standard and move to the petrodollar system. Now we're going to have a crisis of the private Western central bank, of the Great Reset, of the climate change agenda. And with that crisis, you can push legislation. Because as the economy implodes, as people watch everything that's happening, they're going to demand something to be done. And yes, I do believe the Patriots, they've already put safeguards into place. I do believe they have the alternative economy set up and ready to go. I do believe this will be without the private Western central bank. I do believe that they have the mechanisms to move people's fiat currency, and a lot of people are going to be doing this on their own, into a new system. And it will protect their wealth. Because as the fiat system devalues and implodes, gold, silver, cryptos, they will go sky high and protect your wealth. And yes, the private Western central bankers, they will fight tooth and nail to stop this. They don't want people to understand, and this is the biggest threat, that there are alternatives. There are other currencies that you can go into. Do you really think they can ban crypto or physical gold? Well, they can try, but crypto is much, much more difficult to do. Do you really think they can stop you from transacting? No. Think about it. If the entire country decided, let's move away from the private Western Central Bank fiat system, what can they do? Nothing. Their entire system would implode in a matter of seconds. But the people, they would have kept their wealth, they'd be able to transact, and they'd be able to go about their business. And that's what they're afraid of. They're afraid of people becoming aware of this. And once people are aware of this, nothing will be able to stop this. Nothing. Listen, everyone, thanks a lot for listening. Be well, be safe, and especially be prepared. Thanks a lot.